If you've ever wanted to puke mid-workout, this is probably why. It's not because you're out of shape. It's not because you're weak. And it's not some badge of honor either. It's your body screaming that something's off. And more often than not, it starts with what you ate. Or didn't eat. Today, we're exposing one of the biggest myths in fitness, the idea that a pre- or post-workout shake is always helping you. Because for a lot of people, it's actually doing the opposite. We'll break down what your body is really trying to tell you when you feel dizzy, nauseous, or just drained halfway through a set. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to eat and when to train harder, recover faster, and finally see results without the crash. So let's get into it. The signals your body is sending. You step into the gym, you're motivated. First few sets feel great, then suddenly it hits. Your stomach flips, your head spins, that nauseous wave builds until you're this close to tapping out. What just happened? Here's what most people don't realize. When you feel like throwing up mid-workout, it's not random, it's not just overexertion, it's a biological signal. Your body's trying to protect you, and the number one reason this happens? Blood flow. During intense training, your body diverts blood away from your digestive system and sends it to your muscles. That's how you get that pump. But if you've just eaten, especially the wrong foods, your gut is still trying to digest. Now you've got a traffic jam. Your stomach's full, but your gut's underpowered. The result? Nausea, bloating, dizziness, sometimes even vomiting. It's your body saying, hey, I can't do both right now. Digest and perform. And it's not just uncomfortable, it's wrecking your performance. But here's where it gets worse. The big mistake people make with pre-workout meals. Most people hear this and think, okay, so I'll just eat lighter. So what do they grab? A banana, a protein bar, a little carb boost to fuel the session. But here's the catch. If you eat the wrong thing at the wrong time, it's like throwing gasoline on a fire. Let's talk carbs. You've probably been told that carbs fuel your workout. And they do, in part. But when you eat simple carbs right before training, think fruit juice, cereal, candy like protein bars, you spike your blood sugar. Then, halfway through your workout, rash. Because what goes up must come down. Your body gets a rush of glucose, followed by a surge of insulin. Then, insulin drops your blood sugar, right in the middle of your session. Cue dizziness, fatigue, that sick feeling in your gut, all because you were fueling your workout. It's not just ineffective, it's counterproductive. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The truth about fasted training. Let's flip the script. What if you train on an empty stomach? You might think skipping breakfast would leave you even more drained, but for many people, the opposite is true. Here's why. When you train on an empty stomach, your body isn't busy digesting. Blood flow goes straight to your muscles. Your insulin levels stay low, and that means your body taps into fat for fuel faster and keeps growth hormone high. Growth hormone is your best friend for fat loss and muscle repair, but the second insulin spikes, growth hormone disappears. Now, this doesn't mean fasted training is for everyone. If you're lean, in a calorie deficit, or training for over an hour, you might need a little something. But that something isn't a 500-calorie smoothie or a bowl of oatmeal. It could be as simple as a scoop of whey and a banana, or even just some essential amino acids with water. And the crazy part? For many people, performance doesn't drop, it improves. Why? Because when your blood sugar is stable, your brain stays sharp, your energy is more consistent, and your body isn't stuck switching between fuel sources. Now let's flip it again, because what you eat after your workout might matter even more. Why most post-workout strategies backfire. And now comes the mistake almost everybody makes. You finish a workout, you're drenched, your muscles are shaking, and the first thing you reach for? Something fast, something sweet. You think you're helping your body recover. But what you're actually doing is wrecking it. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. After intense exercise, your body becomes extremely insulin sensitive, which means it's ready to absorb glucose fast and send it straight into your muscles to rebuild glycogen. But when you give it a sugar bomb, a donut, a protein bar packed with syrups, a soda, it creates a massive glucose spike. And right after that, a crash. That crash tanks your energy, triggers inflammation, slows your recovery, and messes with your hunger hormones for the rest of the day. So not only are you tired, you're also craving more junk later. And here's the twist. You don't need anything special to recover. No powders, no gummy bears, no overpriced post-workout shakes. All you need is a normal meal, one that's rich in whole food starches, a quality protein source, and, if you really want to optimize it, a veggie starter to slow down the glucose absorption. This isn't theory, it's biochemistry. That one adjustment alone, swapping the sugar rush for a slow, balanced plate, can completely transform the way your body bounces back. Better muscle repair, more stable energy, less soreness the next day. And the fat you're trying to burn, it finally starts to move. That's the breakthrough most people never reach. They train hard, they eat clean, but they don't understand the chemistry. Now you do. Why post-workout nutrition should be simple. You've probably seen it all. Colorful drinks with 20 ingredients, protein blends named like action movies, all promising better results. But here's the truth. You don't need to spend a fortune to recover well. And you don't need to stress about a 30-minute anabolic window. According to the latest research, your real window of opportunity is about 4 to 5 hours from your last meal. So if you ate before training, you still have time. What matters most is what you eat. A solid meal with protein, whole food carbs, and fiber will outperform 90% of the expensive recovery shakes. For example, 40 grams of lean protein, 60 to 80 grams of carbs from things like potatoes or rice, and some steamed greens with olive oil. That's real fuel. And if you're someone who trained fasted or has to wait before eating a full meal, a scoop of quality whey and a banana will do just fine to tide you over until your next plate. This approach works not just because it's healthy, but because it matches your body's actual recovery rhythm. It gives your muscles the amino acids they need, it refills glycogen at a manageable pace, and it keeps your hormones from swinging wildly. When your food works with your biology, recovery becomes automatic. You stop feeling destroyed after training, you stop craving junk, you start progressing again. And if that clicked for you, if something finally made sense today, then keep watching. Because we're not done yet. What to eat for performance and results. Let's get practical. If you're training in the morning and don't want to eat a full breakfast, that's fine, but consider a small protein shake with a banana or a few rice cakes. If you're training midday or in the evening, aim to eat 1 to 2 hours beforehand. What should that meal look like? For most people, the sweet spot is 1 gram of carbs per kilogram of body weight, half a gram of protein per kilogram, minimal fat if you're eating close to the session, and a little more fat if you're eating further out. That might look like oatmeal with protein powder and fruit, or salmon and sweet potato with a side salad if you've got time to digest. And after the workout, think whole food recovery. Grilled chicken, quinoa and veggies, or ground turkey, rice and avocado. Something balanced, not rushed. Real food, not engineered formulas. These little shifts in timing, in quality, in portion, change everything. You'll train stronger. You'll feel clearer. And you'll finally see the results your effort deserves. So let's bring it full circle. Feeling nauseous in the gym isn't normal. It's not a rite of passage, and it's not something you should push through. It's a message from your body telling you it's time to train smarter, not harder. Today, you learned how to decode that message. You understand what pre-workout meals actually do. You know why the fuel you've been reaching for might be holding you back. And you've seen that recovery doesn't have to come in a bottle. It can come from a plate. If this gave you clarity, if something finally clicked, then hold on to that. Because breakthroughs don't happen from effort alone. They happen when effort meets understanding. If this helped you rethink your approach, make sure you're subscribed. There's a lot more to uncover, and we're doing it together. And if someone you know is stuck in the same frustrating loop, send them this video. It might be the reset they need. See you in the next one.